hopefully we truck on through. Really excited to watch. I've been watching a lot of the qualifiers and stuff, so really excited to watch these teams play.
All right, I just realized I muted my mic for that introduction, but they heard you. So that's the most important part. But
Standard Luminous stuff.
just to go through that once again, we are in the upper bracket of the Summit 7 Chinese qualifiers. NewBee is down one game after that pretty disastrous laning stage from what we saw. I think CDEC was able to win essentially all three lanes, and they kind of just snowball from there. So we got game 2 on the way. I think you saw game 1, right?
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, I noticed that you were talking about the Kunkka pick. I've also seen Yapsor play it, for those that follow European stuff. The hero is pretty interesting because he has a lot of roaming power early on, and the Coco Rum, obviously very strong in a lot of team fights. So we'll see what they're going to be doing with this draft here.
Right. So far, we're going to see a Phoenix and Axe combination. So you already know what CDC have an idea in the mid game, which is the Blink Call into the Phoenix Egg. And once again, they'll be banning out both Darkseer and Enigma. I think they had the exact same 2 bans in the second phase. So evidently very worried about NewBee's team fight. And they want to be the one that has the, I guess, the team fight superiority.
Yeah, seems like the thing is we're talking about the Phoenix GPM stuff earlier and how he's played as a position 4. So we'll probably be seeing him picking up some core items. He's probably one of the better supports as we transition into the later stages of the game. And Axe is really good at kind of winning that mid lane, the mid game for you, I should say.
Right.
So hopefully Phoenix can transition and play. He's probably going to be playing the hard position 5. We'll see how he plays, and then he can get those GPM talents to kind of transition into the later stages of the game.
So if we have to make a bet right now, you're betting on the Phoenix GPM talent?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were talking about it earlier. The DPS is really good, especially if you kind of want to push your advantage already. If you're doing pretty well, of course, if you have a hero like Axe who can go for that call, it makes it really easy to land the DPS, the fire spirits to begin with. So the DPS will be really good.
Right.
But I think it's just safer to go for the GPM talents, and here we see Kunkka again, of course, who works very well once you have the Axe call, and it's really good with the Phoenix as well because you can always make sure targets come back into that Supernova AO.
Right. So I think the more impressive thing that we saw last game was like Kunkka was able to land a lot of these torrents without help. And I'm not even talking about without help of like his own X. Like his teammates really even set up for him. He just kind of blind torrented, expecting heroes to be there, and he got it a lot of times. And he needs to actually display a lot of that this game because Phoenix ain't gonna helping you land your torrents. Let me tell you that. So
yeah.
He's gonna be on his own for a lot of times, which September played it pretty good. So I expect him to do very similar stuff. And we got Ursa from the other side for NewBee. Earlier today when we were playing pubs, we understand that Ursa is not very good as a core because he gets out carried pretty hard. But one thing we could say for sure is that these teams are very good at riding the tempo advantage that Ursa provides. Couple minutes where you get an early blink, you assassinate a couple of heroes, you take down a tower or 2, you take down Roshan, and suddenly the game is very muchly in your favor. So that is going to be the state of the game where I'm going to be looking forward to see whether NewBee could drive into, whether they can have that massive tempo advantage in like the 10 to 15 minute mark.
Yeah, that's true. And he'll probably be going for a very early Blade Mail, I think, because Ursa kind of just kills himself if you're able to get a call and Blade Mail onto him. Yeah. And then we have a Tidehunter pickup, which is pretty interesting here. There isn't too much synergy between Ursa and Tidehunter, I think. They probably... Well, the problem with Ursa is he's not a very good high ground hero. That's probably one of his biggest faults.
Right.
Tidehunter is a hero that is okay at team fighting, but Ursa is one of those heroes that likes to constantly team fight, and the thing with Crystal Maiden is she lets you do that, but Tidehunter, the thing with Tidehunter is once you blow your Ravage, you don't, the other team knows that you've used it, so you don't have that feigning the Ravage or, feigning a team fight or something, so you kind of commit that Ravage, and he doesn't really contribute so much to Ursa's strength, so we'll see how he ends up playing. So it's just a pretty interesting pickup with the Tidehunter, especially considering they picked up a hero like Phoenix and Axe. He doesn't do too much against those heroes either.
Right.
I guess it's a little bit more of a counter initiation, perhaps.
I think the big thing is that they wanted a hero that won't be chain disabled. Like I think the strong thing about Tidehunter is that he's guaranteed to get off his ultimate, like no matter what, right? And you can't say the same for like Darkseer or Enigma or whatever, because if you get torrented, bolted, magic missile called, you're just gonna die. Whereas Tidehunter, even if he goes through the meat grinder, he could still press his Ravage button and get off a team fight.
10
So
seconds to go.
I think that's the reason that Tidehunter is picked up. Because kind of like you said, I don't think he does particularly that well against these heroes individually. He doesn't right-click too fast against the Phoenix Egg. He doesn't lane particularly amazingly against Vengeful Spirit. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, so it looks like they need their mid hero for CDEC. Who do you think that's going to be against the OD here?
10 seconds to go.
Ooh, that's rough. I think OD is actually one of the strongest like laning hero you could have, right, in the mid lane.
5 seconds.
Yeah, he's pretty annoying. Do the Chinese teams really play Lina a lot? I'm not sure if I've seen.
Yeah,
them pick up
Lina's definitely very popular. I think Lina, Tinker, and Sniper are traditionally like the 3 more popular hero. Heyo. All right.
I played against a Pudge OD offlane. I mean, this is not what we're gonna see, but you can do some pretty nasty combos with OD Pudge. It's pretty disgusting.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna see offlane OD Pudge. I'll tell you that. But you can see what the idea, right? In terms of the mid game, you astral somebody, and then the hook is pretty much guaranteed. You just count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then, well, up to 4, and then you hook. And I think the nice added benefit of having OD also is that when somebody gets X-Torn combo, you could kind of time it in such a way that you could astral the person that dodges the torrent.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's also really good against the axe, I think.
exactly.
Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, but yeah, it's really good against the axe. So they have a pretty decent, but the thing again is, Queen of Pain is the last pickup. The thing about NewBee is, I'm looking at their draft, they still don't have any tower hitters. I think their team is a little all over the place, to be honest. But we'll see if they're able to chain a few kills very early on.
It seems like neither team is really putting tower hitting as a high objective, right?
Yeah.
I think Queen of Pain does okay and Venge does okay versus tower, but it seems like both teams just want to kill each other. I think this Pudge pick really signifies that for NewBee. So I think we're really going to be up for an action-packed game where both teams looking to team fight. Or it's just fight a lot.
Yep. The thing about Queen of Pain is people typically say that she falls off very hard as the game kind of transitions on, but I've seen a very interesting build from Sumail where you go for a very early like Maelstrom. You kind of build some of the other items.
Right.
Like maybe I want to pick up an Ags or depending on if you need like a Yules or something. I forget exactly what his build is, but you kind of transition into a Mjolnir and then you go for that same 70% lifesteal thing, and it's sort of like how crazy the old Blade Mail was. It's not that bad, but you can kind of put the chain on yourself, and especially with something like Rot running, you can get a lot of proc, so it really depends on how the rest of the team fight kind of goes, but she can sustain herself, kind of transition into the late game.
Well, so, that's assuming you get to 25, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Which is definitely not guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. I wonder how this game's going to go, because once again, we said neither team's going to be particularly good at hitting towers, but they're both pretty good at fighting early on, just hitting heroes. So, yeah, we might see an early GG if things don't go, too favorable for one team.
All right, I'm going to quickly introduce both teams as we have NewBee smoked up. Again, they're down 1 game in this the best of 3 series, so this is kind of a must-win situation. SC will be playing the OD. We got Faith playing the Crystal Maiden, KP on the Tidehunter. On the bottom side, we got Mugi on the Ursa. And looks like Kaka already poured out very deep Observe Ward. Not exactly the most common warding spot, especially this early on, being placed at. It looks like his smoke is going to be broken by June. I imagine this is June on the axe. And then we got Shade playing the Queen of Pain. We got, who the hell is this? Is this Demons or is this? Yeah, this is Demons playing the 5 position Phoenix. And let me tell you, this is a beautiful ass Phoenix set. Worth like hundreds of dollars, but looks good. We got Demons playing the, wait, this is Demons. Yeah, Demons is playing Kunkka. Shade last game on Kunkka, this game on Phoenix.
30 seconds
and then finally we got Flyby on the Venge. It looks like we're going to see a very late smoke coming out from CDEC. Not exactly very common, but they do have a ward scoping out this fight. And they're going to walk up the ramp.
Yeah, I think they purposely actually smoked late, because when you smoke early, you go for that early Observer ward. So this is something that you won't expect. This is probably something that used to actually happen a while ago, and it looks like we're going to have a team fight break now here.
Okay, but that's a clap onto 2 rot on everybody. The Torrent actually hits nobody! What's happening right now? Flyby's completely stuck. A second clap coming through here from Mugi. First blood will go to Flyby, or rather Kaka picks it up. Oh.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate there, and looks like Phoenix is just going to throw out a couple more spells onto the Pudge. So yeah, that is a pretty unfortunate skirmish there for CDEC. I don't think it's going to be too terrible for the laning phase of either team, but having that little advantage is definitely good.
Flyby had to sell a branch to TP back to the bottom. I don't know, man. That seems pretty bad. You gave first blood to the defensive tri lane, and now Pudge is like walling his way to his Tranquil. Looks like he picks up a magic stick.
Yeah, I mean, it is bad, but I think that CDEC has the better team fight here. We can see that a couple of spells are going to be thrown out.
And now Demon's in a lot of trouble. Demon's looking to get the kill on Kaka. He does, the big swords, and now he's going to be able to juke around. Mugi's going to cut him off, and there will be a return kill. So at least they got the initial kill here. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think if CDC plays it a little bit slower, I think they do have the better tri-lane here. They have a lot more sustain potential. Kunkka's spells aren't particularly expensive. For example, the Torrent you can constantly throw out. And it looks like he's playing a little bit overzealous here. He's going to get caught out by the Pudge and the Crystal Maiden again.
Dude, them creeps, them trolls also coming in to help out. Nice dodge on the Torrent. Now Kaka will be able to just pick up yet another rot kill. This is very fired. Walking to that shower room. Trying.
Oh man.
A little bit too far.
Yeah, just as I say that, they should be playing a little bit slower. I think Kunkka, they're not really playing as a unit right now. Because I think if Benj is over there or if the Phoenix is over there, that kill probably doesn't happen. They should be making these small rotations together, but looks like that's going to be kind of dissipating for now. And this is what I was saying earlier, is that it was probably going to be an Axe versus a Tidehunter 1v1 lane, and I think that's going to have a little bit of a pretty big impact because Axe goes for the very early Blink Dagger, whereas you don't see that from Tide these days. He typically goes for something like a mech or something along those lines. So we're probably going to see Axe coming into play a little bit earlier, and since he does have that 1v1 matchup, I think the Blink Dagger is going to play a very early role in this game.
Who do you think has the better matchup here? I think both these heroes normally are good against melees in general.
They are. I think Axe actually dumpsters him, partly because, well, dumpster's a strong word. I think he does very well against the Tidehunter because he has a natural high regen, and he also farms. Both of them can farm the neutrals, but I think Axe does it more efficiently.
Bottom lane, Kaka eats a magic missile, but here comes Ursa again, just claps down all three. They really want Kaka, but Kaka pops a magic stick in the very last second. In fact, he can come back in. In fact, Frostbite goes on Flyby. Flyby will go down hook by Kaka. Well, now I'm not surprised about the last pick, Pudge, because this guy knows how to play. And I gotta say, they keep running into the clap from Ursa. It's just doing so much work.
Yeah, I'm not sure if... When I looked at the lane, I thought CDC would have the favorable matchup here, because I think they have a pretty decent kiting potential, assuming that, you know, both Venge and Kunkka don't both get hit in the clap and things like that. They can kind of support each other. But of course, Crystal Maiden and Pudge have a very good combination as well with the Frostbite hook. It's pretty easy to land those.
I think the initial couple kills meant a lot for NewBee, because you look at Pudge, he started with boots, he now has Tranquil finish, and he has a magic stick as well, so he has a ton of sustain. And they keep trying to kill Kaka, which is just not happening. Crystal Maiden also able to pick up boots in those kind of try fights. Like having the extra movement speed of the magic stick is so key. So I think that's why CDEC is now... Are they making an adjustment to move away the Phoenix?
I think so. I think they're kind of abandoning this lane. They're probably going to have Phoenix helping out the Queen of Pain a little bit because along with the Axe, I think she's going to be of course, their mid-game powerhouse. So they want to make sure that she gets a little bit of farm for herself. I think that the Phoenix should probably help her. I'm not too sure what he's doing right now.
Looks
just
like
grabbing the bounty runes.
Yeah, steal a rune or two. And I think back to your point earlier up top lane, Axe definitely has a kill potential over Tidehunter. And until Tidehunter hits 6, like there's really no kill potential whatsoever. The other way around, so I expect...
Yeah. I think it would have been actually very cheeky for Tide to get a couple points into Gush.
Just for
the thing is, you're always... yeah, just for the 1v1. The minus armor is pretty good against Axe. He doesn't actually have too much base armor, apart from when he goes for the call.
Yeah.
But of course, when you're playing these kinds of heroes that are mid-game kind of powerhouses, you want to make sure that you have those key points into things like Anchor Smash, where you can actually go jungle, or clear Ancients if that ever does become an opportunity. It looks like they're actually making Phoenix solo against the Tidehunter, and they're going to let Axe go in the jungle.
Well, Pudge hits a raw hook on himself, and that allows Mugi to walk in, look for the kill. Nice X-Back, but the Rot is keeping on Flyby. Flyby is going to go down. They got a clap, they got a Frostbite, and now Demons is going to go down as well. Pudge making a lot happening on this bottom side of the map. He is not even going to go back to base, because he got Tranquil, he's got the Crystal Maiden Aura, and he's looking to snipe here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he knows the dive's down.
September, nice hook back in, and now that's going to be yet another kill. We'll let Mookie pick it up. Alright. This is definitely night and day compared to game 1 because Kaka is going off.
Yeah, that's the strength of Crystal Maiden. She just kind of lets your supports as well as your core heroes just spam out those spells. Like we've seen Ursa throw out like how many Earthshocks already.
Yeah.
That's kind of the power of the Crystal Maiden. It looks like we're gonna have a little bit of rotation going on into the mid lane. I'm not too sure what CDEC is doing. Every time we kind of jump to them, they're kind of halfway through a skirmish. So it's or at least I am. I'm not sure if you're picking these up right from the get-go.
Dude, I'm pro caster. I'm catching everything.
All right, so I'm just wondering, how are they like getting caught out here? Because I think they should be playing really far back. Because if the Kunkka's playing back and the Venge gets caught out, you can always torrent, and if Kunkka gets caught out, you can at least stun the Ursa. So I'm not too sure how things are kind of going down here.
I think CDC, they're not, like, their priority number 1 isn't surviving. I think their priority number 1 is trying to kill people, right? Which, in lately, puts yourself in a more dangerous spot. So...
Yeah, I guess. I thought they would have just given up after the second or third kill, but I think they're playing a little bit too aggressive. The thing is, sometimes feeding kills is not so bad because you for example, for those that watch Western Dota, you see Moon Meander. He's well known for kind of feeding in the offlane, but he gets a lot of EXP. S4 does it too sometimes, where you play a hero like Darkseer or Beastmaster. Meanwhile, at top, we have a little bit of a excursion going on here.
Alright, Flyby juking into the trees, and he does have the 1 point to Gush. KP was listening. And the armor minus is going to be definitely very helpful here. Kaka most likely will try to get the kill. Wait, what's happening over here? Alright, Anchor Smash will pick up the kill, but here comes Axe. I think this could be an easy dunk. No spin whatsoever. Alright, Kaka is having good luck as well. KP's going to walk in, start Anchor Smashing and body blocking, but Kaka will get off the dunk. Crystal Maiden coming in as well. But with the actually accelerated movement speed, Axe gets to run out of there. Drab's gonna get committed here. They really want this Axe, and they will be able to... No! He pops out the spin, and the spin gets the kill, and now looks like there was a buyback? Or was that just a respawn? Darkrai comes in from the back line.
A respawn.
Okay, and they get the kill. So that turned out to be decent for CDC, considering how the laning stage was going.
Yeah, it's really good. Get a bit of a swing in your favor, and the thing about the Axe getting that final kill is also very good. Meanwhile, at mid, we have a little bit of a skirmish going on, not too much. Oh, going for the fish, but missing the hook at the Queen of Pain. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, you just want to make sure that you're getting these kills. That Gush point was actually pretty pivotal in getting that kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. I think going for that dive was a little bit overzealous, but you got to make the plays and kind of push your advantage with the team like this.
Oh, really nice bait here coming out from CDC. Kaka in a little trouble. He's looking to get off the hook, will not be able to do so. SC letting them orbs fly. Good rotation here by Demons, because that would have been an easy kill on Shade. Well, easy if the hook is hit. But in fact, they turned it around, so good stuff. Now, I'm not sure how many carry Venges you've seen, but generally carry Venges fail when your laning stage don't go well. And I'm going to say right now that she is not having the best of times.
Yeah, but the thing about even when you play carry Venge, you typically go for a relatively supportive item build. You go for, sure, you get the Dragon Lance, but then you go for something like a Solar Crest. I've even seen some people pick up things like Pipe later on. And Pipe's not a terrible item this game, actually. So Venge is kind of supportive in nature, even when she's kind of playing carry. So she'll be able to kind of contribute to her team. The problem is her team won't be benefiting too much from the aura, which is something that I also want to mention early on. You have heroes like Phoenix, Axe, Kunkka. These aren't heroes that benefit too much from her Vengeance aura, so I'm not too sure how much of a part she'll be playing in this game, especially with a start like this.
Yeah, Queen of Pain does have some decent right click, but she's just the one, right? So
yeah,
that's an issue. And I think normally at this stage of the game, if you have a very good Venge, like good farmed Venge, she could actually be a big part of your ganking force. And I think that's a lot more of the successful Venges play that way. And
yeah,
now, in fact,
I think
he might get ganked.
No, I was going to say, I think the goal was, he's playing a little bit safe. I think he'll be fine for now. But we do have a little bit of a skirmish happening at mid. So Queen of Pain does get rooted up. That's unfortunate.
And Kaka easily lines it up, gets a kill, and he's going for a hood first. And that's got to be a very, very good item in this game, right? Kunga Bolt,
yeah.
Phoenix ult. Man, that's a lot of magic damage. In fact, are they going to swing around for a kill? Mookie just breaks the smoke. Okay, that's cool. But it's a bait,
I think
right?
they can still get... Yeah, it's a bait. It's definitely a bait.
Literally not a bait. Crystal Maiden looking for the Frostbite. But with the Tidehunter standing in the front with the Ravage prepped up, it is gonna be hard to challenge this Roche.
Yeah, they know the Phoenix is not level 6. That's the main reason I think they're going for this. They know Kunkka and Phoenix haven't, like, if this fight happens, like, maybe another easy hook.
Oh, there's gonna be
Oh,
Astro
that was
being used
a-
right now. KB walking forward. They got the X Torrent. Flyby just walks away. Where's the Ravage? The Taunt's gonna let them walk away. This Ravage is gonna be good on 3. The Anchor Smash on 3 as well. 2 dead, 3 dead. And NewBee says, yeah, we're gonna go back to Roche. The respawn times is pretty low, but not low enough.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. If this fight happens maybe like 2-3 minutes later when Kunkka and Phoenix are level 6, Phoenix is just down.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I think he was... He might have stalled them long enough. Ursa's really low right now.
Okay, maybe a clap will bring him lower
Yeah,
even further?
yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure, actually. It looks like they're just going to pick it up.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually very smart by them, because they know that the Phoenix and the Kunkka aren't level 6, and those are the the key abilities that you're typically afraid of when you're around the Roshan pit. So they pick up a very early Roshan. We probably aren't going to be seeing a play like that for another long while, unless they win, a handed fight or something like that, because once they get those team fight abilities, it becomes significantly harder.
Well, if you look at the mid lane matchup, after all of these ganks happening to the mid lane, SC enjoying a pretty big lead, going to be going for the Hand of Midas. We'll see what Shade actually goes for as his first item of choice. Earlier, I think you kind of touched on Axe as a possibility. Maybe even like a Veil of Discord. Some players like to go for that. Blade Mail is also a choice. I don't know. Is there an item you prefer in this game?
I haven't seen Blade Mail on Queen of Pain since the nerf to the level 25 talent.
Right.
But Veil is actually really good this game. But the only issue is I'm not too sure if they're going to get too many kills. Like, it looks great on paper when you see like Phoenix, Kunkka, all these heroes, and you're like, Veil's awesome. But like Yule's isn't particularly bad. I'm not too sure. It looks like she is going to be going for the Midas. It seems like most cores these days just default to the Midas.
Alright, Tide on the bottom side now. There is a Blink Dagger on Axe, but that's just the one guy you can't kill. They're going to rotate even more heroes coming in, but do you really want to go on Tide, especially when there's mech, infused raindrops?
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Yeah, just these two heroes are so beefy. They are kind of clumped up, and it looks like they're going to be counter-initiating here.
Well, here comes the Sunray, there's a Torrent and the Bow, and now the Taunt's going to be onto 2. They will take down the Pudge. The dunk comes out, the mech a little bit too late because of the stuns here. The Egg on the backline covering the retreat, the swap, breaking out the tree, Flyby on the run. Now the Egg pops, they will have a secondary Taunt, and they will take down Ursa. I think Ursa does go down. The movement speed allowing them to retreat. Phoenix on the dive out. Very good fight so far. We have Flyby porting home, and I do believe June could blink out. So safe retreat here by CDEC. Sick play from them. They lose nobody. No! They want to go in for more! Queen of Pain comes in. Big Sonic Wave, but now they have the Ravage. I think the greed is now not paying off. And now they lose 2 cores on that re-engagement. CDEC. Well, I think they got a little bit greedy there.
Oh man, this is something that I always do. Well, I'm a bad player, so I do this. But I always see people blink when they use Queen of Pain's Scream. It's like one of those things you feel like you have to blink. I think the Queen could have just ultied. She probably didn't have to blink there to use her ultimate. And that kind of caused her to end up falling down. But that was a very good counter team fight from NewBee. I think they kind of stayed a little bit too long. They expended the Kunkka ultimate a little bit earlier, getting the kill onto the Pudge and bringing the Tidehunter low. So they should have probably taken the victory and backed off.
I think the worst part was that was when the Coco one ward off, right? Like, so they started taking damage as well, and then they got ravaged. That was one of the cleanest team fight, at least the first half for CDEC, because they were able to control the Tidehunter. He wasn't able to get off Ravage to save the Pudge. And but the fact that they went for the second half of the team fight is what really punished them. Mugi picks up a solo with a blink, or now picks up the blink.
Yeah, this is another kill onto the Queen of Pain at mid. This is just not a good game for CDC right now. So I think we have to talk about some of the things that they can do to kind of claw their way back into the game.
Right.
The Midas is going to be coming up for Queen of Pain a little bit. What they have to do is, I think, you have to dedicate, like Axe is, what he's doing right now is I think he has to sit behind the Queen of Pain for maybe like 2 minutes. There probably isn't another big item that Axe can pick up that's going to really swing there. You know, he can pick up the Blade Mail and something like that.
Fight is happening right now. Blink, Torrent Bolt on the top lane. They really want OD. OD has already used this Astro, but here comes Ursa as well. They will get one, the Frostbite and the Bite going on. The defensive swap pop out, but Flyby is just going to be dead. The Egg popping in a little bit late. The hook back in by Kaka. The play is there, but I think the defensive retreat. Wait, what? He wants to fight. He wants to go in. He gets now frostbitten up. Mugi comes in, says free bird. We will take him down. And now Demons is... I don't know how he's going to run from this one. He is absolutely dead. Drops a ward before dying. And, well... You said something about comeback?
I was saying the way for them to come back was that Axe had to kind of sit behind a hero and let that hero farm. So it'd be Queen of Pain in this case, right? But I think going for that kill. So there's two ways they come back. They either get some kills and they go for that gold swing. You know, when you're sitting back a couple thousand gold, you get some gold back yourself, or you go for the safe play. I think going for safe plays, you rely too much on NewBee making mistakes, or I should say, playing aggressive. You kind of rely. So going for the safe play would have been better, especially considering the Queen of Pain's working towards a Midas. So I think the way they come back in this game is going to be extremely hard. They're down about 10,000 gold at this point. But one of the ways they have to do is just have Axe sit behind the Queen of Pain, let her get her hand of Midas, and kind of play around that. Go for these like saves where you have the Kunkka boat coming in to save an ally. Maybe you lose a hero there, here or there, but you'll slowly accrue a little bit of gold onto your heroes. I think that's what they have to do.
Well, I would agree with you before that team fight, because let's go back to that team fight. I think CDC took that fight because Ravage was down, and they knew that, so they're like, okay, that's fine. We'll take a fight. They don't have Ravage. We should be able to win the fight. They saw SC use the Astro on a creep, so they know they could burst him down. Now the problem becomes, I don't know whether you could play that defensive Dota anymore, because KP, with this Ravage available, will just mow down towers one at a time. So CDC's, again, forced to look for picks that they're not going to get, and the rest of NewBee will just take down towers one after another.
Yeah, it's a little bit too hard now, I think, to get that style off. So they're kind of going to split up the map. I think this is the best course of action that they can take when the opponents, and there's just going to be Power Rangers TPing into the mid lane.
They're going to try to kill SC before anybody comes in. They do successfully do so. They bite on the Crystal Maiden, and now they're going to try to kill the egg. Egg pops! The Ravage to ensure the Crystal, or the Queen of Pain kill. Looks like Flyby will pour it out. The hook from Kaka over the tree line. I'm not sure whether he had vision of him. Now Flyby's on the run. Tries to aggro the Big Birds. The Big Bird says, we'll hit you too. And now here comes Mugi, ensuring to kill NewBee. Absolutely terrorizing CDC. I mean, game 1 looked like a stomp, but this, I think, is perhaps even a bigger stomp.
Yeah, I was saying, just as I was saying that, I was like, Kunkka's splitting up the map, you know, he's farming top. I thought they would allocate a little bit more heroes into their jungle. Their jungle, you can see, is like completely unfarmed at the moment, so they probably should have had Axe maybe farming there. They knew that 4 of the heroes on a Team NewBee were pushing that tier 1 at bottom, so I think that was their opportunity to split up and get a little bit more gold onto their heroes. But once again, as you're saying, I think they have to go for these risky plays because the farm, you know, the safe farming game's kind of over here.
Wait, Kaka literally...
Kaka just walks up.
Yeah, that's cool. He blinks away, but Kaka's got the magic hook, right? Okay, he does.
Oh, man.
Yo, you know...
He's... Yeah, what?
Have you heard of that rumor or myth? That Dota 1 punch hook curves, if you, like, land it right?
What?
Have you never heard of that?
I mean, I know it had like a little.
Wait.
Looks like Kaka might actually be going down here.
Kaka, alright, getting baited.
That was like the dominance farm. You know, when you're like really you're winning the game so much that you farm like right in front of an opponent's tower,
Well,
and then you're like, you guys can't kill me, but I guess.
Dominance not exerted.
Yeah, that was fake zoning dominance. That was a zoning dominance right there.
Okay. Well, we got Force Staff and Hurricane Pike being worked up here by SC. What's with people just walking up? KP just walks up to the Phoenix as well.
I mean, they can. Like, okay, Tide is a hero that can. I don't know about Pudge, but like Tide, they really can't bring this guy down, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I do agree with you. CDC just gonna play slow, dig deep, look for that Phoenix level 15 talent, but the sad thing is he's only level 10 right now, so...
Yeah.
We might not even see level 15 on Phoenix, given how this game goes.
The thing is, Axe does have his Blade Mail, and Odie and both Ursa are heroes that really hit themselves hard, especially if Odie has the Arcane Orb running.
Right.
So potentially, if NewBee gets a little bit, because the thing about newbies, I think they have to also stick together. They can't see. You can see that Kaka's kind of roaming around here by himself, and they're gonna get a very easy pick off onto him. I think here.
2 kills in a row on Kaka. That's gonna be he pops a hood, he's swapping back in a dunk. And simultaneously, they do take down a tower, and they don't lose any objective on their side of the map. So I gotta say, that was a clean kill for them.
They still have a lot of their key abilities up. from CDEC. They still have the Nova as well as the Queen of Pain ult, and that's what I was saying earlier, just before Kaka died. There is that they have to stay together. They can't get lackadaisical and start splitting up too early because CDC does have a very high kill potential team with the Axe, the stun coming out from Venture Spare, all that stuff. So they should be, maybe have a buddy system, maybe stick as 3 heroes or like 2 heroes, and try to save each other. You can always rely on the Power Ranger teleports to come in and help out your heroes, because they have very durable heroes. So if Ursa gets initiated or Punch gets initiated, they can survive for maybe 4 or 5 seconds.
Well, NewBee is gonna go into the pit, and there's no challenge for CDC. They just can't come in. So the next Aegis will go to Ursa as well. Now, you did mention that Blamemail Blink is going to be a decent factor against Ursa, but Ursa, he has a Vlad, so Vlad's is definitely going to cut down the damage that he received.
I think at this point he'll just body axe if he blinks on him, because he does have the Deso. Deso with Fury Swipes does an insane amount of damage actually, and I think Deso is one of the things that does make Ursa a decent tower pusher. He's still pretty bad, but Deso makes it so that he's somewhat tolerable against towers.
Well, also when there's nobody standing to defend the tower, this is really good.
Yeah. Because even a hero like OD, he doesn't hit particularly hard. He hits for a decent amount, so the minus armor does a little bit.
Alright, here comes a TP from Tidehunter. Blink on Flyby. The Torrent's gonna fly out, and Flyby knows he's dead. He's just running from the other direction. Alright. But Shade is continue to split push. I gotta say, going back to the pick ban stage, I don't know if Queen of Pain was like the pick into the OD, because what we've been seeing a lot in this mid game was Astro just leads to a kill every single time, because Astro allows the Crystal Maiden to walk in, allows the Pudge to walk in, and they will get off their stuns before you get off your blink. And I think this is the reason why Shade is so far behind. He's only got
This'll come in handy.
the Midas BOT right now.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to talk about is the BOT. He's this is another item that's farming oriented a lot. Like Midas BOT, this was like some
This is some
I don't know,
Merlini shit.
2008. This is some 2008 like Shadow Fiend from like Dota 1 days. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit awkward, but I think splitting up the map, they're going for the the safe farm route. I think, which I'm not sure if you really come back doing that, but it is an option if they can delay the game for 20 minutes somehow.
Well, the option is they can't fight right now, right? So they're gonna try to, I don't know, use these early towers as time buffers essentially, and defend at the high ground and split push. But Kaka in position will get off the hook, and that's a kill. In fact, he just soloed the Quap. Alright, where the hell is he? I don't think he could fly off the map.
Yeah, you used to be able to.
I think you will like maybe push you this way, but
yeah, I remember like there's some heroes that literally just like started going out of the map.
like Bat Rider, that's some OP stuff.
Yeah, there, and then Ice Frog was like, no, that's not happening.
Back in the mid lane. Oh, Axe blinks in, misses the call, and now Mugi blinks other way. Just okay. Well, that's a dead Kunko.
Yeah, that was a very like even if they called them their tier 1s right there and their shrines right there, there was probably not going down. I'm not too sure. I think we're kind of grasping at straws here, so I think the mid lane matchup would have been a little bit more better. Like if because the thing is, when one of your lanes gets kind of decimated, it has a big impact on the other lanes. Like Pudge just started to roam around the map after like minute 5 and start dumpstering everybody. So that kind of made it a little bit harder for Queen of Pain. We saw the Crystal Maiden and Pudge landing some pretty easy hooks onto her. So I think it kind of made the Queen of Pain's lane hard. The fact that their CDC's offlane, their aggressive offlane got kind of destroyed.
Well, CDC definitely not tapping out just yet. They're looking to hold high ground, and they will try the best to do so. We got Phoenix picking up a Hannah Midas, level 12 already, so maybe we'll even see that 15.
No, Kunko's going real old school with the Shadow Blade here. I'm not too sure if that's the play either. It does allow him to set up some kills here and there. It's a little cheeky, but
or just to clear the creep waves, man. Just extra stuff out there and.
That's what I was saying. If you're going to do that, go for like an arm lane. I think that's better. Because I think what they have to play for now is trying to defend their high ground as hard as possible.
Right.
And I'm not sure if Shadow Blade is the play for that. Because right now they're doing two different things. Like Queen of Pain is she's gone for a very farm-oriented build with the boots. She's kind of getting bodied at mid here. Ooh, that was very close.
Alright, that was SE perhaps messing up and giving him a break.
Yeah. That was a zoning ultimate. That's this.
Also exerting dominance.
This particular circle here is belongs to me.
Okay, well.
But yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that the Queen of Pain, she's gone for a little bit more of a farming-oriented thing with Boots of Travels, and the Hand of Midas and Kunkka has gone for a little bit more aggressive here with the Shadow Blade, drums, and all that stuff.
Kaka almost catching out the TP, would have been a quap kill. I wonder, okay, looks like it's gonna be a Lincoln's on quap. Because I figure she's gone this route so hard, I thought she might go for like an Aghanims or something. Just like every creep wave, you just pop your ult, push it out.
Yeah, the thing is the Lincolns makes it significantly easier for her to actually split push.
Right,
if
and
the
don't get
game ever
punished.
gets to that, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's her goal with that. Because the game, you know, it has kind of slowed down. We haven't seen any there hasn't been a big team fight in the last maybe 3-4 minutes here.
Well, it looks like it might break out right now as both teams is setting up on the bottom side of the map. CDEC think they're going for a solo SC. And NewBee is completely expecting that as well. KP this time has the Blink, Mech, and the Ravage. And SC, he is debating hard right now. Flyby reveal, he blinked taunt, and now the Ravage is gonna hit everybody. Axe, he's in. The egg does actually pop off, so that could be pretty good. No, Mugi comes in, he's looking for the egg pops, and it dies. Nice hook here by Kaka. You shall not escape. That's 3 kills. And that was a textbook counter gank, baiting with your core.
Yeah,
CDEC,
Kunkka didn't even bother throwing his ulti there. He's just like, I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah. Well, he does throw his bolt on the mid lane to clear some creeps. There you go.
Yeah, that's might as well. That's the best thing you can do at this point, I think. Oh boy.
He's invis, guys. Alright, he's not invis. So you lose all 4, but you got some early respawns because, you know, low levels and stuff.
Yeah, this is looking a bit hard here. At least Queen of Pain is getting some space to farm. She has her Lincolns completed now, so she's going to be able to push out this wave entirely, I think. She probably won't have to back for a little bit. The thing about we haven't talked too much about the warding overall for CDC. And there really isn't much that they can do, I guess. They have the entire NewBee team kind of beating on their tower right now.
Axe gets hooked in as he just gets absolutely decimated. Flyby is going to be soon to follow. I'm not sure about holding the high ground because they can't even hold their, stand in front of the tier 4s right now. NewBee, with the help of the Deso on Mugi, they just take down buildings. And GG is called.
Yeah.
Well, how much of it was CDEC getting outplayed and how much of it was Pudge going out? Or is it pretty in tandem?
Pudge did go off. I think he played really well. He had some nice hooks. He had some nice like solo hooks without setups, so definitely kudos to him. I think CDC did play their offlane relatively poorly. Like the first kill on the Vengeful Spirit, when they smoked and all that stuff, things happen. He missed Torrent didn't hit anybody, so that was a bit unfortunate. But the next string of kills that happened afterwards, I think that was a little bit more on CDC's part. They did have a pretty good buddy system where Kunkka could save the person that gets initiated on, and Venge could save like a Phoenix or something. Phoenix should never get initiated. The other thing we never really talked about is that Ursa does well against Phoenix because of overpower. So
right, we've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah,
Ursa just pops the eggs.
It was a bit of a mismatchup, I think.
Yep. Well, I gotta say, we expected the series to be closer, and the score is 1-1. But the way that these games have went is just teams just dumpstering each other super hard. But we are going into a decider game 3. Let's see if we're gonna have a little bit more even of a game. Both CDC and NewBee, as you can see, have definitely potential to easily knock each other down. So we'll see who is gonna be the stronger team. We'll take a short break, about 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back for the final.